No growth unfolds along a single line, but spirals deep in balance, sign by sign. Each stage must rest on what the last sustains, or fall, like light unwound from tangled brains. The stars don't bind us with a ladder's climb, but weave us into harmonies through time. Let one thread break, the whole may come undone. No truth can hold if shadow eats the sun. We measure not the peak, but how it's kept, through storms endured, through vows that must be wept. What falters in the dark reveals its worth. No false ascent sustains a lasting birth. From silence born, a spark of sense must leap. No meaning lives if none its charge can keep. The voice must bridge from root to starward mind, else all alignment dies before it's signed. A tongue must twist to name both cause and thread, to tell the living from the merely dead. With triads danced in syntax deep and wide, we cross the chasms thought alone can't hide. And not through words alone can minds be paired, but through the myths and myths of how we shared. No race aligns if speech still breeds dismay. To meet, we must first learn how not to stray. A promise starved is treachery in bloom, for hunger makes the kindest planet doom. If roots can't hold, then towers fall with ease. The skies reward the wise who tend their seas. Control the fire that feeds your growing reach, or burn the truths you once were sworn to teach. Where flows of heat and food are kept in tune, there thrives the dream that won't die with the moon. But balance needs more than machines alone. Its law must live in story, blood, and bone. Without the will to mend what one may break, each gain becomes a trap one must forsake. No star-bound pack can hold if hearts divide. No ship can steer where trust has failed to guide. To join the many, one must first be whole. A fractured will can't serve a common goal. Through roles and rights, through judgment rightly cast, a people shapes the peace it hopes to last. Their word must bind when tempers strain the edge, and stand when vengeance whispers oaths and pledge. Yet not by rule alone are tribes made one, but by the tales of what their kin have done. Let difference forge the bond it might have torn, and make of strife the hearth where kin are born. As cities rise, their pulse begins to swell, and tangled roots become their own new hell. Each wire that links a light to distant hands may twist to bind, unless one understands. Where networks thicken, so too does the cost. One fault, unheeded, turns to systems lost. So must we weave with grace, and minds foresaw the chaos hiding in the breath of law. To stand through strain requires more than might. It takes design that knows what stress will bite. For stars don't greet the bold who cannot brace the weight of what they've built to reach that place. No thought can stand unless its roots are seen. No truth survives the fog of might or mean. To build beyond the stars, one must define a way for minds to test what claims align. A fact unproven festers into flame, and falsehood wrapped in law will do the same. So structures rise where findings must be clear, and learning grows when doubt replaces fear. Let tools be tuned to hear what stars confess. Let minds converge through rigor, not through guess, for only when the cosmos can be shared do dreams escape the fate of truths impaired. To cross the void is not to just arrive, but bring back both and leave all worlds alive. A meeting made without a common frame is war delayed, with trade its costume name. Let symbols mesh where none have matched before. Let treaties bind what hunger might implore. Through standards forged in logic, not in fear, we keep the path for others drawing near. The bridges built must bear both gift and grief, and guard against the thief who calls belief. Exchange must flow with balance at its core, or else it breaks the bonds it stands for. When power floods, the banks must hold their form, lest strength itself become the coming storm. The tools we make remake us in return, and fire too fierce forgets what it must burn. Machines that move the mass of thought and stone must not unmake the ones who stand alone. Each gain in scale must match with depth of care, or empires crash while reaching through the air. So must we build with caution and with grace, to leave behind no wasteland in our place. The stars don't prize the loudest or the vast, but those who shape a world that holds and lasts. Where knowledge flows, alignment finds its form, but twisted streams can birth a truthless storm. For meaning shifts when minds diverge too far, and silence grows where shared intents don't spar. To pass, a kind must thread through layered minds, and make of difference what coherence binds. With models verified and frames unbent, consent can thrive and data gain ascent. Let cultures parse without the need to yield. Let signals cross without the truth concealed. For only when the story stays its name can minds unite without becoming same. The breath we take is not ours to exhaust, nor soil a price the stars would count as cost. No world survives whose roots are torn apart. No light endures that scorches out the heart. To join the whole, a species must restore the ground it walks, the seas that shaped its lore. Let systems close. Let waste become the seed. Let tech be tuned to serve the living need. And more than that, let meaning shift to see that growth without return is entropy. The stars admit no guest who cannot show that what it takes, it also learns to grow. A world divided cannot chart the stars. Its fractured voice will never echo far. No pact can hold where halves pull at the seam. No goal survives that isn't first a dream. But dreams require hands that work as one. Systems aligned like orbits round the sun. Each part must find its place within the whole, and local pride yield to a planet's goal. Let myths arise that speak in all tongues true, and hold the many under one shared view. To stand as one is not to lose the fight, but wield the strength of difference held in light. The last and hardest gate is harmony, to merge the self with shared identity. For unity that crushes voice is death, and order bought with silence wastes its breath. Yet freedom too must fold into the frame, or else the stars become a zero-sum game. To pass, a kind must blend the parts and keep the song intact where single singers weep. Let minds converge without the mind erased. Let choice endure where vast design is placed. For only those who make the many sing may guide the choir through the galactic ring. No world ascends by merit born alone. It joins a weave of fates not self-made grown. To hold alignment is to hold a flame that others see, and shelter, not just name. We do not pass by reaching, but by stay, by choosing care when might would seize the way. The stars are not a prize for conquest won, but a shared vow to orbit round one sun. So walk the path, and measure not by speed, but by the strength to nourish every seed. For in this age, as in the ones to be, our hope is held in balanced gravity.